What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Good Feats, and we're back with building one fast manual G80 vlog episode number 26. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's been enjoying this weather. The weather is finally starting to cut up and get nice here on the East Coast. We've been having some 80, 90 degree days this week, so definite W. We've been waiting for this for a long time as well too. Particularly me on my end. I know you guys know I had issues with the first G80. Ended up crashing that one. That was due in large part to me bringing the car out when it was not warm outside and the ground was particularly cold. So for me, I've been waiting for the weather to warm up. That way we can start doing some of the performance modifications and getting the car to be faster. Got to do it safely. Do not want to put G80 number 2 in the wall or in our car or anything else ever for that matter. But all right, this is going to be a super exciting episode. We're going to be tackling some more performance stuff. You guys seen last episode, we sent the ECU to Femto Miami. Got it unlocked, got it back in the car. So this episode, I told you guys we're going to be tuning the vehicle. We'll put it on a 93 map. I'll try that out at first, and then we'll finally get it on an E42. Should one of the parts of the order come in. Just so you guys know, in order to run, or not in order to run, because you can run ethanol, you can run an E40 blend or E50 blend on the G80 stock, but it's recommended to get a ethanol reader. That way you know the content of the level of E inside your tank. So I ordered that. That should be coming this episode. If it does come in the next day or two like it's supposed to, then we'll also throw that in this video and max out what we can do as far as tuning the vehicle at this present moment. The car is still going to get faster sometime this year when we put the single turbo kit on the vehicle, but this should make the car really fast. It should be like a 10-second, 9-second car at this point in time in a quarter mile on the street, which there's not many cars that are going to be competing or keeping up with that. But before we get into any of that, let's knock out you guys' favorite segment of the show. What are the good feats of the day? We're actually going to be wearing the good feats of the day today because I am being lazy. But this is a shoe that, again, is a staple from where I'm from in New York City, and it's a staple down here in the DMV. This shoe is fire to me. It's one of the colorways. The shoe itself is fire. Some people like it, some people don't. You either love it or hate it. And this colorway is insane to me. But we have the Anthony Hardaway, or the Penny Hardaway pennies, the foams. You'll see this is the pastel psychic blue, definite fire colorway. As you guys see, matched with my shirt. We're throwing these on today and going to be out and about. These are, foams are always fire. Like foams used to be like in New York City when I was younger. We used to put a good fit with it. I still do that from time to time, but for the most part, if I'm just out and about and I want to, nice, cool, chill, calm vibes, I'll throw some foams on my feet because they're dead comfortable and they look good. But all right, let's throw these on our feet. Let's slide back there, and then we'll get into the activities for today. All right, and there you guys have it, the Psychic Blue foam posits. But all right, to get back into what I was talking about earlier, we're definitely going to see some huge power gains compared to stock in the G80. We're probably going to see anywhere upwards of 200 to 300 horsepower improvements, and then the same about 150 to 200 foot-pounds of torque increase as well too. So this should be like a whole different animal by the time we get to the end of this video. But there are a couple things that we have to knock out first before we actually flash the vehicle. So speaking to my tuner did let me know that it is okay that we don't have, it's okay that we don't have upgraded downpipes. The stock downpipes are still good, but it is highly recommended that you remove your spark plugs and re-gap them to the proper gapping for the tune. And we already have a full exhaust. You need a mid pipe too. We already have a full exhaust from cat back, so we're good with that as well. So what we'll do is we'll slide over to work shortly. We'll take those spark plugs out, get those gapped to the right measurements, which are 22,000, and get that back into the vehicle, and then we'll wait for the ethanol reader to come in. There's a little bit of electrical work that you got to do. Unfortunately, with the manuals, it's a little bit more non-plug and play, even though they say plug and play compared to the autos. The autos is just one connector that you have to swap, and you have to depin and repin with the manual. But like I told you guys before, I was an electrician for a really long time, so it'll be real easy in the wheelhouse for me. But all right, let's slide over to work. Start getting this car prepped in order to throw some ethanol in this car, and I will catch y'all there. All right, so I made it to work, got the car in. Ended up putting on the drag pack, just to see how the car holds up. With tuning it on the ethanol, just trying to get the most grip as possible. In the process of doing the tuning as well, you also have to re-gap the spark plugs. That's what we're doing today. So I'm about to pull the 6 spark plugs, re-gap those to 23 thou, and make sure that the car is running correctly. So what we have to do is take the top brace off the engine cover, and get access to the spark plugs, pull those, and then once I have all the spark plugs out, I'll be back to the camera and show you guys how to re-gap them. All right, I was able to remove all of the coil packs to get access to all of the the 6 spark plugs. So I'm about to pull the spark plugs out now, and then we'll start regapping them. Cylinder 6, like always, is a pain in the ass because it's right up on the firewall, but we were able to maneuver some stuff and get it out. All right, let me get these plugs out, and then I'll be back to the cam. All right, so we got all 6 of the plugs out. I currently already re-gapped that one, but the whole process is I'm using the table here. When I check the gap on the plugs, they're about like 32 thou. So I'm just closing up the gap, which is the tip right there. I don't know if you guys can see that if it zooms in. Now it's in here, but the tip of the iridium plug and the hook up top, you want to make sure that that gap is at 22,000 or 23,000. So I'm in the process of doing those now. Once I have all 6 plugs re-gapped to the proper specs, then we'll throw them back in the car, re-torque them, and then get the car closed and buttoned back up. So all right, let's finish doing this, and then I'll be back with you guys once I get these things back in the car. All right, I got the plugs back in the spark plug wells. So now I'm about to put everything back together. Had to torque them down. Just so you know, you have to torque them down to 17 foot-pounds, which is 23 Newton meters. So that's all good to go. All right, I'm about to put this back together, start the car, and then I'll catch y'all then. All right, I got the coil packs back in. So everything is good to go. I'm about to plug the battery back up and start the car. Make sure that everything is good. Make sure I don't have a misfire or anything like that. And then we will move on to tuning the vehicle. So all right, let me start the car, make sure everything's good to go, and then we'll flash our first map. All right, got the car started. Everything is good. The car is idling fine. I'm about to put the engine cover back on and put the strut bar back on, and then go take a ride, make sure everything's good. And then once I verify that everything's good, then we will flash the 93 map at first, test that out, and then also plan on flashing the ethanol E40 map as well. Actually make some real power with this car. But all right, let me put everything back together, go for a road test, make sure I have no lights or misfires or anything, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, I just got back into the shop, just drove the car around. The car is not misfiring, no weird code, check engine lights or anything like that. So that all's good to go. That is a big W. Got the spark plug's gap and everything. So now we are ready to start flashing a map. I told you guys I was going to start with the 93 map at first and then the E40 as well, just to kind of do it in stages over the next couple of days. But all right, let's slide up to the car. Let's download or upload this map onto the vehicle, and then I'll catch you guys after that. All right, so we just flashed the vehicle. I went on for a little road test and did like a quick little pull. A whole different car, night and day, whole different car, and this is only on 93. Like I told you guys, we are going to be tuning on ethanol, but I wanted to kind of go in steps. I wanted to see the difference, what 93 was. I didn't do a 93 tune when I had the JB4 in the first one, so I was really curious to see what the change was between 93 compared to ethanol. And to be honest, the car feels like what the car felt like on ethanol. So I'm really excited. But anyway, we're gonna fast forward a couple days, or not a couple days, a couple hours to be honest. My ethanol reader is out for delivery right now. It should be to the house in a little bit, and I'll be to the house in a little bit as well too. As soon as I get in, we'll unbox that. We'll throw that on their car. We'll put some ethanol in this car, retune it again, and then I'll give you guys my overall impressions of the car. All right. So let's fast forward and get to the house. All right, so the package from FedEx finally came in. This was a hassle. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. It took a couple more days than what I thought. Um, to my surprise, the automatic and the manuals have different kits. I originally had bought a kit for the automatic, which was the more simpler kit. I wish they were just both the same. But I had to end up selling the kit that I had purchased and bought this one. So let's unbox this one real quick and see what all it comes with. All right, so it comes with a couple wire looms. That's the actual ethanol sensor, the reader right there, and some more wiring. I've been looking over since yesterday all of the instructions. They got the instructions right there. You just scan that. It's like a 15-page printout. I printed it all out. Kind of been going over it when I was at work yesterday to understand the installation. Doesn't seem too complicated, but then at the same point in time, doesn't seem too easy as well. It's about like, rated 4 or 5 or whatever on a scale of 1 to 10. So let's head out to the car. Let's start getting the car prepped for all of this and get this thrown in. That way we can get this car on some ethanol and see, some more of the potential of the car. All right, I'll catch you guys outside. All right, we got the hood open. Just like all the other things that we've been doing, we have to remove that top strut brace and the engine cover. Might even have to remove this bottom one too. Yeah, I think I got to remove this left side one and all of that stuff. Because we got to play over here. We got to remove this air box and some other things. So yeah, let me start getting some of this stuff off before we even start. I have to disconnect, or I want to disconnect the battery because we have to disconnect one of the fuel lines. And I don't want the fuel pump to accidentally cycle and start pushing fuel out while we got that line disconnected. So all right, let me go disconnect the battery and start removing some of the bars and engine cover, and then I'll be right back with you guys. All right, so I got the engine cover off. Also have my air box on the passenger side off. This is the cable right here. You can see here. I just routed it. There goes the connection and everything back there, and there's a connection that goes over through there, back through the firewall. So I'm just laying everything out now, trying to get a better understanding of where I want to run these wires and connect everything. So yeah, just a little bit of progress, just giving you guys an update. I'm about to get back to it, and then I'll be back to the camera once I'm a little bit further on than where I am now. All right, I finally have a little bit of progress. See, that's the connector right there. Took me forever to find that connector. If you see right on top of the screen, the little white clip. It took me forever to realize where that connector was. I had to kind of search online a little bit, but I was able to find that connector. We connected into there, we connected there, and then I just ran the wires along here and then just zip tied it so it's nice and clean out the way. I am now removing that fuel line in the back. I wish I had more hands so I can show you guys the process. But I only have two hands, so it's hard to record. And I already ran the lines through there. So what I'm doing now is disconnecting that fuel line. That way I can actually tap in the ethanol reader, the sensor, and then I'll start running the wiring through the firewall. But all right, let's get the sensor all put away. Then I'll put everything up in here, and then we'll go from there. All right, so about the easiest thing so far, we connected the ethanol sensor. You can see it's connected there. The fuel line came out fairly easy, and those snapped into place. And then I connected that connector. I told you guys I already ran the line over here. So now I just got to run the line over to the passenger side and go through the firewall. All right, but it seems like everything in the engine compartment is completed. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And then now we're moving on to actually plugging this wire up inside the vehicle. So far it is kicking my ass. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Between work and working on this car, my old ass body is breaking down. But all right, we're seems to be at least like halfway done. Let me start getting the firewall exposed. That way I can feed this wire through into the inside of the car, and then I'll be with you guys then. All right, so we're moving on to the next step. If you can see those two yellow wires right there, I just connected those from this connector, just pin those into there. And that is the wiring that's going to run across to the driver's side. So I am about to, I shouldn't have did that. I should have connected on the other way. Yeah, I should have connected those down there. But all right, I got that connected and squared and good to go. And then, oh yeah, I can still run it that way. And then, I'm gonna connect where's the sensor? That right there, the Bluetooth reader, connected to that side. I'm gonna zip tie it up somewhere nice and neat in there, and then I'll start running the wiring to go over to the passenger side so I can get through the firewall. All right, once I get the wiring into the firewall inside the vehicle, then I will be back to the camera with you guys. All right, so we're in the car. I fed that wire through. We have moved on to the next step. We're doing more of this electrical nonsense that I told you guys I'm really, really good at that I hate to do though. Um, so yeah, we are here. I slided those two connectors apart. There are two wires that we have to get to here on this black connector in the back. So I'm about to de-pin those and then pin in those two wires to the slots that they need to be at, and then reassemble everything back together. So let me start knocking that out, and I'll be right back with you guys. All right. I pinned everything and put in the connectors the way they're supposed to, and I put the body control module CAN bus back into the BCM. So I have everything connected. Before I tuck everything up and make it look all nice and neat, I just want to start the car and make sure that everything is correct before I start buttoning everything up. So let's start the car real quick, make sure everything is good, and then I'll be right back with you guys. All right, so I got the car started, which is a great sign. Seems to be that I did everything correctly. I don't have any check engine lights or anything like that. So that's definitely a W. I'm about to start putting everything back together and start buttoning up the wires over there and make it look all good. And then when I'm done with all that, I'll be right back to the camera with you guys. All right. All right, y'all. We have everything installed. You're seeing the car runs and everything just fine. So the only step to do now is to run over to the gas station, put some E85 in here, and start playing with the tune. All right, so let's go do that and then get our first impressions of how the car drives now, power wise with the ethanol included. But I'll catch you guys at the gas station. All right, we made it to the gas station and she's getting her first drink of 85. So let me pump this up, make sure I get this mixture correctly, and then we'll be back in the car and I'll give you guys my overall impressions of the first hit. All right, y'all, we are in the car. Just left the gas station not too long ago with you guys. This car definitely moves. I did a couple pulls just now. Just playing on the highway with Dre and his brother. This car like has so much upstairs. Like it's insane the potential that these S58s possess. Man, like this car is fucking ridiculous. Excuse my language, bro, but yeah, this car is crazy. So what we'll do, I'll do like a second or third gear pull. I don't know if you guys are gonna get the effects as much with me, it being in the car. But then I'm gonna try to grab some footage from outside the car too, so you can see how this damn car moves. All right. Fuck. God damn. Yo, this car is a rocket now, bro. Holy. This car is a rocket now. All right, let me try to get you guys some outside footage. All right, y'all, we made it back inside the Good Feets Man Cave. Today was a super dope, fun day. That car is fast, bro. I can legitimately say that. I've been saying it for a while. It's like the car is just quick, but the car officially is like in the fast room. I feel like where the car is right now, I could probably, like with good traction, I feel like I could run like a high 10, low 9 in like the quarter mile. My car is fucking fast. But that'll wrap up this video. Y'all know the vibes. If you made it this long and haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate the love and support and everything as usual. And I will catch you guys on next week's vlog.
Black Academy.
Yeah.